Hello YouTube, Captain Mac here, and welcome to a beautiful sunrise in the northern part of Phoenix at Deer Valley Airport. We are going to be doing a flight today from here over to Burbank in the, I believe the company that makes it is the FlightFX. I'll double check, maybe I'm wrong, but FlightFX I'm pretty sure is the right company. The Cessna Citation 10, or X if you prefer, which is also designated the C750. You got an early cough in your face. I'm feeling a little under the weather, as it seems like most people are these days, so sorry about that. But anyway, I have not done a lot of flying in smaller private aircraft, private jets, things like that on this channel, and it's something I want to get into a little bit more. And this is a really cool airplane. It's really well done. It's very in-depth, and for the price point, I gotta tell you guys, you can't really beat it. I think it's $30, $29.99 in the marketplace, which is a matter of convenience, right? Sometimes just buying from the marketplace can be very convenient, and so you can get in there for $30, and it's a great aircraft. And you're gonna see, we're gonna go through everything today. If you guys are interested in a full flight tutorial on this aircraft, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. I do have some more stuff I need to learn before I'm able to do that effectively, but either way, this should be a fun little flight. I have flown into Deer Valley, in and out of Deer Valley in real life in a Cessna 172 as a private pilot. It's a really cool airport to fly in and out of. It does get very, very busy. There's a lot of flight training that goes on up there. And it's just a cool little airport, and it's just cool flying out of this part of Phoenix too. So over to Burbank, we'll go over the mountains, and Burbank's a really cool little approach as well. So I hope that you guys enjoy the flight. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and please, just as a reminder, do give the video a thumbs up if you think that I've earned it. YouTube is absolutely using the thumbs up to determine where your videos appear in the search queries and so on, and I'd love to be able to get some more views on these videos, and hopefully get some more interaction from you guys so that we can be orientating videos towards what you guys want to see, because otherwise I'm just coming up with stuff, and you know, that's great and that's all well and good, and I don't mind doing that, but if there's stuff you guys want to see specifically, I'd love to see that down in the comments, and you giving a thumbs up will get more people to be able to interact with the video and tell me what they want to see. So enough about that. What do you say we hop in the flight deck and get to work? Alrighty folks, welcome to the flight deck. We're going to try and do things a little bit quicker. I'm going to do this more as flows and then go over the checklist the way you're supposed to do it, you know, proper and all that. So let's start off by just getting ground power connected here. Let's remove the instrument covers and engine covers first. In Flight Sim 2024, you can do that by walking around outside. So when we do update to 2024, then that's what we'll do. But anyway, we got those for now. The weight and balance, so this is going to be through SimBrief, and we'll import that. There we go, 200 pounds, luggage 495, that works. Let's hit apply, and then we'll go back to the home page here, and I think we can hop over to Navigraph. There it goes. Didn't want to do it at first. That was interesting. Okay, we'll hop down to the front here. So the panels are a little bit different in here. Older aircraft. I don't know why that flipped on and then back off. That was kind of interesting. And then we'll go ahead, now that we've got those on, make sure the avionics are on, the ICUS is on, and then external power, we'll throw that on real quick. And we need to go right into the IRS alignment. We'll use our position initialization, so make sure everything's good on here, which it is. Wait for the GPS 1 position to load, which it does. Put that in there, it's loaded. And then to align the IRSs, we got to jump back here. Now, I'm going to show you something. Check this out. If you go to line, we'll do this in the full flight tutorial too if you guys want it. It says BAT fail on there, right? Battery fail is what that means, obviously. If you jump up here, it is, which one? It's the standby power. Throw the standby power up into the on position, and now you see it's, whoops. It's going into align mode. I think I've got it on quick align, not instant, so it'll be aligned here relatively quickly. And that takes care, yeah, see nav ready over there. It'll be ready here in a second. Anything else? Park and brake is set, right? Yep, park and brake is set. We're good to go there. So let's take a look at our cockpit preparation and pre-flight checklist. Covers and shocks have been removed. Weight and balance has been taken care of. Flight planning is what we're going to do next. And then emergency lights are on, standby power is on, battery 1 and 2 is on, avionics are on, ICUS is on, nav lights need to go on. Those are over here, and I think I probably put those, they're on already. I think I got those on a switch. Yeah, there we go, beautiful. Nav lights are on, IRS is aligned. Are they both aligned now? Bam, they're both aligned. So we can put them to nav mode, bam, and bam. Now that's ready to go. And then we'll go to APU next. So, alright, so listen, don't be intimidated by the way this looks. If and some of you are probably laughing at that, but some of you probably look at this and go, oh my gosh, that's insane. It's actually not that bad. So let's jump in. Let's go ahead and set up our FMC here. We're going to jump over to flight plan, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take care of our departure. Alright, so looking at our departure today, it's going to be the Valley 3 departure. And we can go ahead and brief this real quick using Navigraph charts, which are fantastic. I love them. So it's the Valley 3 departure. We're going to be taking runway 7 right. That's going to be this guy right over here. So it's going to be a left turn. We need to be at or above 4,000 when we reach this point here. And then we'll do a continued left turn all the way around to intersect the Phoenix VOR. And then we will turn on course from there. It's a pretty simple departure. So that takes care of that really nice and quick. Throw that back over there so we can put in our departure here. So click on departure. It's going to be runway 7 right and DVT 3. Just like that. Activate. We'll go to performance initialization. And there's our aircraft type. We're going to use full performance mode. There's our tail number. Page 2, we're going to climb 300 knots. Cruise, we want to cruise at max speed. And for cruise transition altitude is flight level 180. Now right now it's saying flight level 370 is the optimum cruise altitude, so we're going to stick with that, but this thing will go up to flight level 510. So we're going to have to do a flight where we take it all the way to the top. Okay, come in here. We're going to sync the EFB on the cargo. It's going to be the fastest way to do it. That takes care of passengers, cargo, everything. It's all synced up because we already put it in the EFB. Bam. Done. Alright, so confirm initialization, and that takes us here. So this is our estimated time en route, and then we'll jump over here. So our distance 314 nautical miles, estimated time of arrival, fuel remaining will be 2370. That's fantastic. We'll go to the takeoff page, and then we got to have our runway information in here, which it's already there because we put it in 7 right. Obviously the proper way to do it is grab the ATIS, but I'm waiting on you guys to tell me, and if you don't tell me in this video, then I'm going to make the decision myself. Are we doing sayintentions.ai, or are we doing the other one, which is beyond ATC? Because I want to start using ATC in my videos, and I want to use it in my flights anyway. So you guys tell me which one you'd prefer. Whoever gets the most votes, that's what we're going to go with. But if you don't do it by the time this video's been out for about a week, then I'm just going to pick one. So 050, we're going to type that in, 050 at, we'll go with the higher wind for now, 14. This thing does not need a lot of runway anyway. Alright, that puts that in there. We'll go to the next page. It is a dry runway. It does have a displaced threshold of 898 feet. That's what that means there. It is an upslope, density altitude 2881. All of that is good. And that's going to take us... Now, we're going to do a flaps 5 takeoff. We don't need flaps 15. We're not super heavy. And like I said, this sucker's fast. Confirm initialization. Nope, it's right there in my face. V speeds. There you go. And then takeoff speeds, and you see it's set to auto, so 125, 129, and 140, those match up. But if they don't, or if you have it on manual, then you can select each one of these and you can dial it in with the knob right here. Beautiful. This guy here, you don't have to redo it all over here. Just throw this guy over to progress. It's already got everything in there. On this guy, we want to go back to takeoff page. Alrighty folks, we're pretty much just about ready to go here. I'm going to jump over here real quick and get the yoke out of the way so that we can see the APU panel over here. This is where we start up the APU. Currently, as you know, we're running on external power. So first thing we want to do is throw the master switch on and then hit the test button. Make sure we get our little notifications there. Things are working fantastic, and so we can go ahead and start the APU. It doesn't take long. I'll just jump ahead to when it's running and we'll move on from there. She's running, so let's go ahead and throw the generator on, and then we'll go ahead and put this up one click, and that takes care of bleed air, and that means we can jump back over here to our EFB, and we can go ahead and disconnect ground power. We'll disconnect that, Let's go ahead and make sure our luggage door is closed, main door is closed, chocks are off. We've already verified that the parking brakes are on. Let's go ahead and take care of engine start here. Super easy. Actually, jump over here first and just click on the isolation valve to put it in the open position. And then come back over to this side here, and it's going to be the right hand engine first, then the left hand. Not sure why, but make sure your gens are in the off position, right and left gen. Everything else can stay as it is. So the fuel boosts are good, the ignitions are good down here in normal, and the FADECs are going to stay down here as well. So all you're going to do to start it is you're going to click on the RH. There she goes. Now we got a good start that time. I'm not really sure why it did that the first time. That was interesting. But you can hear all the different noises going on and stuff in the background. If you just pull it down to reset, let it go, and then click it into the up position, and that, so now you see gen left is off. Same thing, pull it down to the reset, let go, and then click it into the up position, and that takes care of turning on your generators. Okay, fantastic. So we got both engines started. Let's take care of our engine start checklist. Ground recall anti-collision lights, those are on. These are these guys right here. Beautiful. Passenger signs are on. Engine 2 is started, engine 1 is started, and the after start checklist, the APU bleed is off, the APU is as required. Flaps need to be set for takeoff. That's going to be TCAS is on the MFD, the multifunction display. Just click on MFD and you can see traffic is set there, and so we know TCAS is good. Now you can have that for traffic, terrain, or both. So there's our taxi light coming on, and we are ready to go, so we'll pull out of here in just a minute. Alrighty folks, we are ready to go here. Just so you know, you can actually move this tablet now. So you can see on here we're going to runway 7 right, so we're just going to pull out here. We're going to take Delta 6 to Delta, and then we'll taxi on down to 7 right. Actually, I think that's Charlie. Delta is the inner one. Yeah. No, because that's ramp 3 Delta 6. So, okay, so Delta 6. Alright, so we'll just take the parking brake off. She moves super easy here. Come on. There we go. Parking brake off. And then just a little bit of thrust. Yeah, like it's literally sitting at almost idle thrust. Nothing I can do about those guys there. They are just there. I totally did not go the way I said I was going to go either. Because I was too busy friggin' bumping my gums. Also keep in mind, it's got these little blue markers here. Those tell you where your throttles should be for climb, cruise, and takeoff, if I can get my brain to work here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and taxi out here. I will see you guys when we're holding short of runway 7 right. Alrighty folks, we're holding short of the runway here. Let's go ahead and take care of our before takeoff checks. Real quick, let's get the landing lights on just so that I don't forget. We're going to go ahead and turn the weather radar on. So you're going to come down here and you're going to click that over 1 to weather. And then if you come up here, you can see weather MFD right here. You're going to click on that, and that shows you the weather is on there. Now once you do that, you notice that the terrain went away. You can't have weather and terrain at the same time. So we'll just turn that to traffic, turn the weather on. There we go. V speeds are set. You can see our initial FMS speed is set to 210 knots. I did turn the auto throttle on. We'll talk about that another time. Not worried about it right now. You can change this between nav mode, so that would be nav or FMS. Whichever mode you have it on is what the autopilot's going to fly on. Runway heading for us is 074 degrees. So real quick, we'll go up here to heading and we'll just change this if I can. There we go, 074 degrees. Landing lights are on. Let's make sure we got all of our lights on over here. You know what? Let me just turn track IR off real quick. Let's hop over to where we're supposed to be over here. You can see all the lights there. We don't need the tail or floodlights on. We do need the recognition lights on. Everything else is good to go. Let's take care of our before takeoff checklist. Pitot and static left and right are both on. Windshield left and right heaters are both on. Anti-collision lights are on. TCAS is TARA. Weather radar is on. Landing lights are on. That takes care of our before takeoff checklist. Alright, so takeoff thrust is full thrust, which makes sense, of course. Being a little slow taxiing on here. We're not heavy at all. And we'll roll right into a takeoff. Listen to these engines. They're awesome. We do have a crosswind off the left side there. Ooh, a little squirrely. And you're coming up on V1 already, and rotate. I told you this thing's fast. You can see it goes right into that crab. And positive rate of climb gear coming up. And we'll give her just a little bit more nose up trim here. Beautiful. You can zoom this down here if you need to. That's 2.5. We're going to start our left turn here for the departure procedure. And we're coming up on 4,000 already. Bring those throttles back to climb. We're going to continue this turn here. Now I know on the PF or the MFD it looks like we kind of missed the turn, but if you look over on the chart, technically we didn't. But it is a long turn all the way around here, so hopefully it'll just go to the next waypoint without issue. It wanted us to turn immediately. And let's go to slats. Beautiful. A little bit of hand flying here. Just exceeding our altitude a little bit. We don't want to do that. Let's get her to come back down. It's a cool little departure. And roll those throttles back so that we don't exceed our speed. Slats up. And there we go. We're coming up on 4,000. Come on. Level off, baby. There we go. Alright, so just to simplify it, let's go ahead and let's do nav, VNav, and autopilot. And it should take control for us. It does not take control of the throttle. And that's because we're not using the auto throttle right now, so just keep that in mind. I was cutting into that turn just a little bit too tight, wasn't I? Alright, let me go ahead and get track IR off real quick here, jump to a different view, just so we can see what's going on here. Interestingly, I think in order to, I didn't think about it, but to get the flight director on, I should have hit nav and VNav on takeoff. And that would have turned the flight director crosshairs on, and then you just hit autopilot when you're ready. But we're on autopilot now. She's cruising at 4,000 at the moment. We're going to have to obviously climb from there here pretty soon. But let's go ahead and take care of our after takeoff checklist really quick. Landing gear is up, flaps are up, thrust levers are in the, well, they're in the below the cruise mode right now. Taxi lights can come off. There we go. Taxi lights are off. Engine sync we don't need right now. Anti-ice is good. Pressurization is good. APU is already shut down. That takes care of our after takeoff checklist, and that means, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some of that obligatory elevator music. Alrighty folks, let's take care of this arrival briefing real quick. Yes, I realize we were well on to the arrival. We came in at Fred, foiled, Q-Tick, Vilma, all the way down. We're almost to Iron and then to Brath. The big thing here is the altitude restrictions. I had to mess around with the FMC a little bit to get things right, but I did get it set up finally. So we're about to cross Iron, and then Brath will be at 11,000, Circus will be at 10,000, and so on. We're currently descending to 13,000 feet. ATIS on 134.5. Let me know what ATC program you want to use, and we can start drawing all that stuff real time. From Circus, then down to Edard, then Ned, and then it'll be vectors there onto the approach, which we're going to go ahead and roll right into the approach briefing right now because we have just about a minute to do it. So here we go. Wow, that is like zoomed way out for some reason. Okay, it's going to be the ILS Zulu approach into runway 8. Excuse me, my nose is just a little stuffy here. SoCal approach on 34.2, Burbank Tower on 18.7, ground on 23.9. Localizer frequency is 109.5. We've got that tuned into the nav radio with a final approach course of 079 degrees. Final approach fix at Bud, 2,753 feet. ILS decision altitude is 348 feet. We need to make sure we tune that in. Touchdown zone elevation 727 feet. Big thing here, missed approach, climb to 1,300 feet, then a climbing right turn to 4,600 feet on heading 210, and inbound on the VTU VOR, 086 degree radial to VTU VOR, and hold. A missed approach requires a minimum climb of 340 feet per nautical mile to 2,520 feet. If you're unable to meet that, then you have to use a different approach. Now we're going to come in from out over here somewhere, and we're going to hook up with the VTU VOR over here, and that's going to put us onto our approach. That'll take us down here to what is that, Tokes? Then to Silex, then to Bud. Silex 3,700 feet, and mandatory to be at 3,000 feet at Bud. We should have PAPI lights on the left hand side, and that takes care of the arrival and the approach briefings. Alrighty folks, we're on our vectors right now. Our next waypoint is going to be VTU, which you can see right there, 4,600 feet when we get there, so we can go ahead and we can dial that in real quick. Trying to do that without having to look over at my stuff here so that my head doesn't move around too much. We're not going to start that descent yet. We're going to start that here in a minute. As we start to make the turn, we'll change our heading here. Again, these would be vectors we'd be getting from ATC, which I need you guys to tell me down in the comments which ATC program you want me to use. Say intentions.ai or Beyond ATC. I'm leaning towards the latter of the two just because it doesn't have a ongoing subscription, but you guys let me know down in the comments. Direct, VTU, there we go. Okay, so on to VTU we go. We'll change this to nav mode here, and we'll go ahead and we'll start that descent. And as I said, I'm going to do a little less talking on this, a little more flying, and just focus on what I'm doing. And then we'll come back and we'll, I don't know, maybe I'll talk about it in the as a voiceover or not. I don't know. I'm going to shut up now. Alright, let's take care of our approach checklist here. Our V speeds have been selected and set. It's a approach speed of 122 with a landing speed of 117. We're going to be landing with flaps 35. We're going to leave the APU off. The packs are going to remain on. Passenger seatbelt sign is on. Approach checklist complete. Alright, there's the glide slope capture. Let's go ahead and get the landing gear down. Let's go to flaps 15. A lot of drag from the gear and the flaps. We keep our speed up just a little for the moment. We're still a little ways out here. This is a really cool airport to fly into with the mountains around and stuff like that. I've flown in here. I haven't flown as a pilot into here, but I've flown on commercial flights into here a few times. It's pretty cool. Alright, full flaps. And landing checklist. Landing lights are on. Flaps set 35. Approach speed is going to be 121. Landing checklist complete. You can just make out the airfield up there. It's a little tough to see, but we don't want our speed to drop off too fast. This is a very busy airport. I've actually watched some videos of guys flying in here in real life, and they'll usually tell them to keep their speed up until very short final. Usually until they're like 3-mile final. We're 4.5 miles right now, so a little bit of chop, but this is the LA area. There's a lot of terrain and stuff in here, so I'm not surprised. I will say one thing about this airplane that I'm not super keen on is it does seem to suck up a bit of extra resources, because I've flown into here with the same settings I've got right now and 0 chop whatsoever, and when I'm flying in here in this one I tend to get a little bit of stuttering coming in here. So speed's still coming down. We're looking good. I'm just slowly decreasing those throttles a little bit. Again, I don't want it to come down too fast. I want to manage how that speed comes down. It looks like there's an aircraft on the runway. So I hope he moves, because yeah, it looks like he's doing his takeoff roll. This is where, again, having ATC would be great. I believe both Beyond ATC and Say Intentions both do control AI traffic as well. So let's go ahead and kick the autopilot off here. There we go. My aircraft. Let that speed keep coming down. Looking good. Just a little drift there. Looking good. Oh, no you don't. She wants to climb all of a sudden. See that? Just out of nowhere. It just decided to start climbing. Alright, we're doing good though. We're just a little high. Not bad. Just keep her coming down here. Speed's good. A little fast. A little fast, a little high. This is a very short runway, so you don't want to play around with this. Come on. There's the reversers coming in. Ooh. That was a weird little wiggle there. If you've ever landed here in a commercial aircraft, it's pretty wild. Especially if you're flying with like Southwest. Come on, baby. Woo! We used up all that runway, didn't we? Nice.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. It's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it.
That wasn't too bad, all things considered. Let's go and get the flaps up.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
She floated just a little on me there, but not too bad, not too bad. Let's switch to taxi lights, get the landing lights off. Bring her up around the corner here. I'm not sure where the FBO is here, so I'm going to figure out where that's at, and then I'll come back on here with you guys when we're parked at the FBO. And we'll slam it to a stop there. That way everybody in back, we're just reminding them that they're supposed to have their seatbelts on. And let me get the track IR off here. And I didn't do the after landing checklist, did I? Well, We're good. Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and let's get things shut down here. First thing I want to do before I shut everything down is I want to go ahead and connect ground power just to make sure that... oh, it's not going to let me? Oh, probably because chocks aren't in, right? It probably won't let me while the engines are running. And then we just hold that until the engine shuts down, and then we'll just slide over here so we can see that one. And it'll shut down engine number 2. Beautiful. Hop back over here. Is it going to let us put ground power on? It is not. What's that all about? Main door, have them open the luggage door. I guess there's no ground power available here. So that's fine. We'll just go ahead and shut her down all the way here. So standby power can go off or into, off. There we go. Left gen reset and then off. Right gen reset and then off. And then battery 1 off. Battery 2 off. And that's going to wrap it up for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you enjoyed the flight. It was a fun little one. I really like flying this airplane. It does require a little bit more work, but a lot of fun. Highly recommend this aircraft. And of course, an engine's going to be firing up in the background while I'm trying to close out. So we're going to make this quick. We're going to make this sweet. Please remember, thumbs up down below if you think that I've earned it. That's how more people can find my videos on YouTube. That would be a huge help to me. I really appreciate it. Let me know where you want to fly next. We're going to fly out of Burbank. If only one guy gives a location, then that's where we'll go. Just do me a favor, don't make it too long of a flight because I've only got so much time available. But you guys pick where we're going next. Let me know what you want for ATC, beyond ATC, or say intentions.ai. And the more votes we get for one or the other is the one that we're going to go with. That's it. That's all. No more, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, as always, keep the blue side up, unless otherwise instructed by ATC. God bless you all. Have an absolutely amazing day.